I am in between our show and our newscast between 12 and 12:30. I did one live shot for us earlier at noon, and I'll have another live report coming up again at our 12:30 newscast, so be sure to join us for that on ABC Tri-Cities. Before I get into why I'm here, I'm just waiting on a few more people to join us. I know that it's been an interesting morning for me. I haven't been able to have my phone, so this is kind of the first time I'm able to see a lot of comments. I know you guys have a lot of questions about what's been happening with Don Wells, so I'm going to try to answer some of those, but like I said, here in Hawkins County, I'll explain some of those rules, but I haven't been able to have my phone most of the morning, so hopefully this will help clear up some of the answers that you guys are looking for. Like I said, I know that I've had a couple of emails and Facebook messages asking about this, as well as some Facebook and Twitter comments, so hopefully I can clear up some of this for you all. I'm going to let our numbers creep up just a little bit more before I get started. Hope you all are doing well this Monday afternoon. Many of you are probably on your lunch break, so I appreciate you for taking the time to join me here. So our numbers are right here about where we're at. So before I get started, I'm going to probably repeat a few times why I'm here, just because our numbers are going to continue to creep up. And so, I know that some of you guys, aren't a fan of that, but unfortunately, with other people adding in later on, I try to be sure that everyone gets to hear it at least once. So I'll probably repeat this 2, possibly even 3 times, depending on how long this one takes. All right, y'all, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. Like I said, thank you for joining me. I am over here in Rogersville. I've been in court all morning. I've been here since about 8:30 this morning. I'm here at the Justice Center in Hawkins County. Now, this is where Don Wells appeared for court this morning. He was arrested over the weekend on a DUI charge. We have all that information in the link here that I've posted. Now, he was arrested over the weekend for a DUI charge, but when I was in court this morning, he was arrested again for a violation of probation. So I'm going to kind of explain what happened, but before I get into that as well, we were not allowed to take in a phone or anything. I have to take off my smartwatch, and had to leave my phone in the car. I could only take in my pen and notepad. So these are the original notes from court this morning. But here in Hawkins County, we were supposed to have a request in 48 hours to be in the courtroom. However, Donald Wells was not arrested until Saturday night. So that 48-hour rule really could not have been obtained either way. So they did have to do a quick order for me to be allowed in. So that's why there are no cameras, no footage of anything that happened in court today. It was all me. So like I said, have my notes right here. So I'm going to go over those with you all. But we do have some footage of him walking into the courtroom, and we have footage of him after he was released from jail. So here's what happened. This morning, I'd say around 9:20 or so, Sheriff Ronnie Lawson walked in to the courtroom. Now, before that, though, just a couple more details that I couldn't really include in my live shot, but before that, Don Wells was asked to come up to the podium. He goes up to the podium, and when the judge asked if he needed a court-appointed attorney, he said yes, he would like one. Now, prior to court even beginning this morning, even for the minor traffic tickets and things of that nature that are in the court's systems in the morning, he had asked if anyone needed a court-appointed attorney, and no one stood up, raised their hand, or anything. So then after that, Don Wells had to sign all the paperwork to ask for a court-appointed attorney. So other people went up, and then Don Wells went back up. Now, before he went back up, though, he was arrested. Sheriff Ronnie Lawson was already in the room, and one of the other officers that were there went ahead and arrested him, said that it was for violation of probation, and sat him up front for him to await to be called back up by the judge. So then he goes back up, and that's where things kind of came out about what had happened. So he did go ahead and bring proof of insurance, and he did go ahead and bring his updated registration. And so that was all taken care of before this happened. So he was arrested, then called back up to the podium. The judge did tell him that, that he could potentially have to serve up to 11 months and 29 days. He does have a 48-hour mandatory hold in the jail, though at some point that wasn't completely done over the weekend. So that's going to have to be addressed again later as well. So around 9:25 or so, that's when Wells went up to the podium. They asked him some things about work. They did ask him when the last time he worked was. He didn't really have a clear answer. He did tell the judge, though, that there was a lot going on and that he wasn't sure how he could pay for child support and all of the other court expenses. He did say that the blood work would tell off from Saturday, and then at one point did say that he could potentially represent himself, and then after that, he asked for the court-appointed attorney. He then said that he had been working on his house a good bit because they, like I said, asked him whether or not he had been at work lately, and he didn't really have a clear answer, but did also mention that he'd been working on his house and that he was doing some things for welfare to get some of the boys, to get the boys back. He also then said that he was going through a lot of things and that he was going through a lot of heartache and that he would quote, plead mercy from the court. And so he did tell, the judge had to ask a few more, kind of logistical questions. And he did tell the judge that he was trying his best and that he did say that he was trying to do some YouTube videos and stuff to, quote, find my daughter. He said that he, like I said, wanted a public defender. That's when one was appointed. And this was pushed off till February 6th at 1 p.m. To get his blood results back. And around 9:30 is when the sheriff escorted him out. So I know that there are a couple of interesting things that I know you have a lot of questions. So I'm still waiting on the paperwork for us to learn what exactly that violation of probation is. So I don't know exactly what it is. So I'm waiting on that paperwork. It should be hitting my inbox any minute now. It all happened so quick. I immediately went to the clerk's office and they didn't even have it yet. So a lot of people are asking why Sheriff Lawson was present. That's a question that we're working to get answered. Unfortunately, Sheriff Lawson nor the judge were able to speak with us. I did see Don Wells, though, as he was bonded out, and he didn't want to do an interview. He spoke with me for a few minutes, but he declined an interview. Now, I am told by the sheriff that he was released on an OR bond. An OR bond is own recognizance. That basically means that he gave them his word that he would come to all the court hearings and proceedings, meet up with his probation officer and things of that nature. So again, lurking to learn a little bit more about that. Unfortunately, though, the sheriff is not available for an interview. I've asked him a few times. Tally's asked if someone was, has someone paid bond? No, it is not. They have not paid bond. So basically, own recognizance means that no one has paid bond and he just kind of gives his word. Some places it could be in writing and things of that nature. So looking to learn a little bit more from that. I know, like I said, a lot of people have questions about why Sheriff Lawson was there. That was a question I had. It's, very, very unusual for them to have a lawyer there, or have Ronnie Lawson there in the courtroom. So again, I know that you guys have a lot of different questions about this and we're working to get answers. Like I said, waiting on that violation of probation paperwork. And so that should be coming in fairly quick. And like I said, also working to get information from the sheriff about why he was there, because I know, like I said, a lot of questions about why Sheriff Lawson was there. And I know that, a lot of you guys, also have more questions surrounding what exactly happened Saturday night. We did receive some paperwork on that this morning, so some of that should already be on our website, WJHL.com. I know a lot of you guys might just be following recently, or you might be following from other parts of the country, other parts of the state, and things of that nature. So all of this information is on WJHL.com. But before I go into my, kind of what happened one more time, I just want to give one more plug for summer. I think that, in all of this, it could be very easy for why we are all here to. That this is Summerwell's father. She is still missing. She is still missing. We have all of her information on our website. Please continue to share Summer's information. If you have any tips, we have all the information for the TBI and the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office. But at the end of the day, Summer is still missing, and so I, also want to be sure that I'm very open and honest about you guys sharing that, because I just think that that's, very important for us to mention in all of this as well. So please